Hey, sorry I'm a little late. I had to go to the bathroom. So as I was setting up this video, I already saw over here an orb flying around. Davina, you might have missed it. I just said that as I was setting up this live stream, there was already orbs flying around over here. So they're here early. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let me share this bad boy so that we can let people know we are here. Oh my goodness. Hey, Davina, how are you? Haven't heard from you all day. You've been quiet over there. Just sharing, as we do every time. Hey, Colleen, how are you tonight? I was telling these guys before you got here, hey, Carol, that the orbs are starting early tonight. I've already seen a couple orbs before I even went live. Just when I was setting up my camera and getting everything ready, they were starting already, which is kind of funny. Okay, almost done. How was everybody's day? All right. Yeah. Hope everybody brought some good stories. I want to hear about your synchronicity stories. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have your stuff. Hey, listen, if you guys are watching this video from a different group other than the Melissa Rippe page, just wanted you to know that I cannot see your comments while I'm live. So if you are asking me a question on any group other than the Melissa Rippe group, I won't be able to see those comments until later. So pop on over to the Melissa Rippe page and join that original feed, and then we can all talk to you. Oh my. I'm tired, you guys. I'm worn out. I had some NRT today. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it's neural reset therapy, and it is it's like a form of massage. And so anyway, I have fibromyalgia, and so my nervous system tends to overreact to basically everything. So I'm relaxed, but my muscles are freaking out and my nerves are freaking out just because they were tense for so long. I waited too long to go, is the moral of the story. So bad me, my fault. Hey, Kelly Joe, and Robin and Carol. Hello. Davina had a great day, just busy. Well, I'm glad it was great at least. If you have to be busy, at least have it be great. Hey, Seema, how are you? Okay, so we're here to talk about synchronicities today. I have a fun story that I want to share, and then if any of you have stories to share, synchronicity stories, you can type them in anytime and I'll get to them. I'll read them. Hello, Ashley. And I will read them as we go along. So, okay. So, synchronicities, guys. I'm just going to assume that most people know what that is and what that means. But I'll explain it. Basically, the spirit world wants us to know that they're there, and they are always trying to give us, little signs and hints that they're around. And so they will put little, some people refer to them as coincidence. Wow. Coincidences, which of course we know that's not something. I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything has a purpose, and there's a message in everything if you look. It's just our job to be awake and be aware. So I have a story that I wanted to share that I think, I don't know, this one really was like a, hey, wake up, we're here. I mean, it was insane. So last August, I was driving around, and I was listening to an audiobook by Doreen Virtue. And it was, I think, Archangels 101 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but basically she goes through like the main 15 archangels and just gives a description, and I'm just kind of like what I've been doing on Monday nights, like tells you what their colors are, what their job is, like kind of what they're most known for, that sort of thing. But it's an audiobook. So I'm listening to this, and it's Doreen Virtue who she does her own audiobook, so it's like the author, right? And I'm just driving around town, and I found this little cemetery, and it was kind of hidden. It was back behind this neighborhood, and I've always thought to myself, I wonder what's back there, because there were some streets that went kind of back behind and like down and up a hill, and I had never been back there. I've lived in this town my whole life, and I had no idea it was back there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back there and see what's back there. So I'm driving along, end up in this little cemetery. Nice little cemetery. It's back in this wooded area behind. I mean, it kind of almost feels like you leave town because you're just back behind everything. And then behind the cemetery is a row of trees, and then I think there's water. Like we have a river that goes through here, and I think there's either a creek or a river that goes behind that. And so there's kind of nothing essentially behind that. Anyway, so I'm driving along, come back to this little cemetery, and I'm just kind of driving around, looking at the cemetery. And I look out my window, and I'm going to try and show this picture. And I see this. I don't know if you can really tell, but there. It's just a whole bunch of little crosses. And I thought, well, geez, what are those? I've never seen that before. Just a whole bunch of little white crosses. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check this out. And all the while I'm still listening to my audiobook. And so I decided, well, I'm just going to bring my phone with me and just keep listening while I'm walking around. So I get up there, and get up to the little white crosses, and it turns out they were nuns. We have a couple of hospitals, a hospital here, and then like a school, and they're run by some nuns. And so when these nuns die, they apparently bury them all here in this group. They're sort of in rows, and they go back a long time. Like I was surprised how far back these went, like 1800s. They've been burying them there since then, up until present. And then the priests are also buried there. They have headstones, but the nuns just have the little crosses and little markers that say their name on there. Anyway, real simple, as nuns tend to be. So just kind of walking through the rows, like just looking at the dates, just see kind of how old they were and that kind of thing while I'm listening to my audiobook. And I was on the chapter about Archangel Raphael. And I'm just walking around, listening to my audiobook. I stop and I look down and I swear to you, my jaw pretty much hit the grass. Okay, because look at the name on this. Can you guys read that? Can you read that? I was listening to a thing about Archangel Raphael. I stop and look down, and not even kidding, it says Sister Raphael. I literally just stood there like, what? Honestly, didn't even know what to do with myself at that point. I was like, wow, that is probably the biggest synchronicity thing I've ever had happen to me. Like the most obvious, right? Because, I mean, what? So Sister Raphael was at my feet while I was listening to my chapter on Archangel Raphael. What? It was crazy. So that was something that happened. Like I said, that was probably my most in your face moment that I've had like that, but I think you get the picture. So that was my little story. I wanted to share that because it still just makes me like, what? My friend and I always have a joke, the spirits got jokes, right? Like they think they're funny. They do. They're always putting stuff like that in our path, and it's up to us to see that stuff and to recognize it and to know what it is. A little wink, a little hello from the spirit world. I don't know. It makes life interesting and it's really fun. Okay, so you guys tell me something that's happened to you that was a little wink from the spirits. Hello, Lords. How are you? Carol says, hold on, okay. She said the most recent for her was late Sunday afternoon on her way to her son's house. She was on the interstate and passed a semi that had the name White Hawk written on the side. Very familiar with the trucking industry. I do not recall ever seeing the name before. After exiting the interstate, I was approximately 8 miles from her son's house. During the drive, she noticed that what looked like a white hawk sitting on a fence post. Knowing they're not present in the US, I did a double take and slowed to look, thinking this must be a snow owl. Yeah, it was a white hawk. I guess it was an albino. Wow. Yes, I get these wow moments all the time and they never cease to amaze me. Had I not seen the white hawk on the semi, I probably would not have been so diligent in noticing the hawk on the fence post. Right? That's so crazy. Isn't that cool? I love when stuff like that happen. Synchronicities are kind of one of my favorite things that the spirit world does. It's funny. It's crazy. Like, again, there's messages everywhere. We just have to notice them. So that's just our job, to be awake and be watching for those things. And if we're not, we probably miss more than we see, I'm guessing. All of us, because, it's just, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. She says her mom leaves a feather in her yard when she visits, and the day her dad passed, she left one. Aw, that's so sweet. Sandy, by the way, I have to say, I didn't recognize you. You've lost a lot of weight. You look great, girl. Sandy is my old next door neighbor from quite a while ago. No, she's not old. My former next door neighbor from a long time ago. Almost 10 years. It's been 10 years, I guess. Wow. Carol says, if the messages are for me, I'm drawn or hypnotized to messages. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I bet we miss more than we see. all of us. It doesn't matter how awake we are, but we're still human and we still get caught up in our 3D world. And so I bet spirits have nothing better to do. No, they do. Yeah, Davina. She said synchronicities happen for her frequently. She used to freak out and be in shock about it, and then now she just laughs and says, "Spirits got jokes," because they do. Spirits got jokes. I could write a book. We all probably could, honestly, once we start noticing, if we if we would keep track of them. This one is probably my favorite story, just because I've never had one that was so like in your face. You know what I mean? Usually they're a little more subtle than that. This one was real like, hello, we're here. Pay attention to us. Because you saw how many crosses there were, right? Like there was friggin' 100 or so, and I was just walking up and down the rows and happened to stop and look. I just looked down and I was like, oh, hello. Out of all of them. It's kind of funny. Anybody else have any synchronicity stories? Sandy, sorry to hear about all the health issues. That's no fun. Hopefully your tummy is back to normal. Davina is a numbers girl. She sees numbers all the time. That's true. And when I see numbers, I message her and say, hey, what does this mean? Because my brain doesn't like numbers very much. And so she's my numbers friend. Carol, my friends want their friends to know about me. So what do you do, Carol? Tell me what you do. I need more information. Sandy, my father-in-law visits and I smell his pipe. Yeah, I had a reading with a psychic last summer, and she asked me if I smelled cigar smoke, and I said, no, I don't think I ever have. I love cigar smoke. I think it smells amazing, but I don't know that I've ever noticed it. And she said, well, there's somebody here. It was like an ancestor, like not my grandpa, but like back a few more generations, that I guess comes around and says that he put cigar smoke around. And I'm like, well, I don't think I've ever smelled it. But she's like, watch for it. I still haven't smelled it, but maybe I should ask him to kick it up a notch. Let's see. Carol, what is your... Oh, okay, I see. Hi, Eileen. Carol heals by listening to people's stories. Yeah, I bet you're doing more than that without even knowing you're doing it. Okay, your comments are going too fast. I need to log on to my phone because it doesn't show me the messages very well. Make sure that my stuff's not too loud. Okay. Let me see if... Oh, I can scroll up. Look at me. I'm getting all fancy. Okay. Davina. Yeah, because you haven't been on Facebook like all day, so you probably didn't know I was planning. I think I only put it out there just like a couple hours ago. I decided I wanted to go live. Well, Spirit was kind of on my case most of the day about doing it, so I was like, fine. You know how we do. Let's see. Colleen says, after you and Davina readings the other night, I wrote it down and she said to stand my ground. Well, then a song popped into my head and I remembered a band that sung a song about standing your ground. I listened to it and it resonated with me so much. That's awesome. Glad. Eileen, I will stick our readings here in a little bit. I'm not going to stay live for a full hour tonight, you guys. My body just hurts, and so I'm not gonna stay here for very long. I'll probably just do a few readings tonight. Let's see. Robin says, had a conversation about my tribe. A day later, I got into my vehicle, turned the key, and heard him smiling next to you, played this song, Silent Lucidity, at my brother's funeral. At the moment of turning on my vehicle, I had an overwhelming sense of him and could see and feel him right there with me. It was amazing. Of course, I said out loud, dude, you're in my tribe. Of course. Of course. Davina, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Carol's an empath. By listening to people's stories, Carol, we usually are healing people with our energy, even if we don't know we're doing it. So, Carol, what's your reservation about having people know about what you do? Valerian, how are you? She said she's been seeing numbers like crazy. 8888. You'll have to ask Davina what that means. I'm not a numbers person. Eileen is new. Hey, yeah. So Eileen, how I usually work things is I usually have some sort of topic that I like to talk about in the first part, and then I do readings. If I'm going to be for an hour, I usually do that at the end. But I was saying earlier, I had some body work done today, and I am very, very sore. So I'm not going to stay on here very long, just because I'm sitting on my bed, and it gets a little uncomfortable sometimes. Sandy says, one time I had a dream of not being able to steer my car away from a big pond, so I bought new tires. Good thinking. Probably a good call on that one. Carol, yeah, it sounds like you do a lot of things. Come out when you're ready. You'll know when it's time. Or something will happen and you'll be pushed out of the closet. Christine, hello. Oh, Davina had a dream about me last night. Hopefully it's a good one. Carol, yeah, I think you just need to explore a little bit more about your gifts and decide kind of how things work for you and what you do and what you feel called to do with your gifts. It's a process. It takes a while to I was dead set against doing readings when I first came out of my spiritual closet. I wanted to heal people. I wanted to do Reiki. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I wanted to do Reiki, and I wanted to do like shamanic healings. I just was really into the healing part of it, and was like, I'm never going to do readings. I'm not going to do that. Well, look at what I do now. Mostly readings. Never say never is all I'm saying. Davina says, thank you, Eileen. I will feel better soon. It just takes my body a day or so to process what happened. Davina says 888 means abundance as you're coming your way, Laren. So watch for some abundance. Christine, first timer, welcome, welcome. I go live usually on Monday nights, but Spirit's been on my case to come share this story tonight and talk about synchronicities. So we're doing that. Laren, yeah, you know what? I'm not into numbers. I just am not. I'm not a math person. I've never liked it. And I know Davina loves it. So, and she's my boo. So I just send her a little text message and say, hey, boo, what's up? Got a number for you. She can just spit them out, usually without looking them up. She usually just knows. So me, I would have to like go searching through the whatevers to find the answers. Hey, Lynn. Let's see. Lords says, did sense a smell of cigarettes the other day. I don't smoke. It was just very dominant, and then it went away. I did remember that my aunt and grandmother smoked, and I've been through a lot of stress lately, and I figured they were checking up on me Probably so. They will always try to get our attention, if we're not paying attention or if we're not real in tune with our gifts and it's hard for us to kind of, know they're there. They'll do something to get our attention, like knock, make things knock around or turn lights on or change the channel on the TV. A lot of people get that. They'll let us know they're here. I had the weird dream last night. Davina, I hope yours was better than mine. It was creepy and gross is what mine was. Literally was like so gross that I was throwing up in my dream and woke up almost feeling like I needed to do that when I woke up. It was not cool. It was not a good situation. Let's see. Yeah, Carol. That's the first thing I heard too when you were talking about being a listener is that you were an empath. That's how I started. They will push you out. I had a friend tell me one time, if we don't jump, they'll push us. So, either have it on your own terms or they're going to push you out. One way or the other, you're coming out, though. That's usually how that works. Let's see. Man, I just thought of something else I wanted to tell you guys. Another thing that happened, and now I forgot what it was. Darn. Bring that back, Spirit. I forgot what it was. Eileen said she smelled perfume once and smelled it like a perfume that her mother-in-law used to wear, and it was really strong and it creeped out me and my kids. Yeah, I mean, there they are. They will, like I said, they'll show up any way that they need you. Carol, what does one do with messages that are about danger? She said, well, that's completely up to you. If it feels appropriate, go tell whoever it was about. If it feels important, then you probably should. What we do with our messages is up to our own discretion, and that just really that's really up to you. What you feel called to do with it. A lot of times it would be inappropriate to walk up to a stranger and say some stuff that would freak them out. Because I mean, if they aren't receptive to it, it's just going to make them think that you're crazy or whatever. But maybe just meditate on it and ask your spirit guides and your spirit crew what they want you to do with this message. Clara said she had a lot of fives, also had a synchronicity happen about a half an hour ago, was reading someone on here say I need a new job. And as I read job, the kid in the TV said job at the same time. That happens a lot. That's cool. Yeah. No, stuff like, oh, I remember what, thank you, Spirit. So I remember what my other synchronicity story was. The last summer, my kids and I were obsessed with that Shut Up and Dance With Me song that came out like a year ago. And last summer, I have a cousin that passed about 18 years ago. We were very, very close, like sisters. And she comes around and hangs around with me a lot. But last summer, every single time I would get in my car, this went on for about a week, and turn my car on, that song would be on the radio. Literally every time. It didn't matter how many times in the day, right, that I would get in my car, but as soon as I turned my car on and the radio came on, that song would be playing. It started happening so much that it was two things. One, it was starting to get kind of annoying. It was like, I like this song, but what the frick? And number two, I was like, so then I just started like laughing and was like, okay, who the frick is doing that? Because obviously that's a message from somebody, because there's no way that freaking song could be, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, right? Like, totally random, but there it was. And so I finally just asked. I was like, okay, who the hell is doing that? And my cousin and my grandmother both stepped forward and started laughing. And I was like, haha, hilarious, but knock it off because it's getting a little annoying. And it went on for like another day or so. And then after that, it quit happening. But It was crazy. It was like a whole week, and like every single time I turned on my car, which is several times a day at least, um, I was doing that. I was like, okay, seriously, what the frick? And then as soon as I asked, like I said, my cousin and my grandma stepped forward and they were just hysterical. They thought they were really funny. And I was like, cute, stop it. Hi, guys. Let's see. Is it normal to smell perfume or cologne? Yeah, Eileen, absolutely. They will communicate with us any way they have to. You know, if we can't hear them or see them, or know they're there any other way, they'll try to be as obvious as they can be to get our attention. That's for sure. Davina smells her dad's stinky shaving cream that he used to use when she was little. That's his way of letting her know that he's around and wants her to pay attention. Yeah. See, even those of us that can see, hear, and all the things with spirit, we don't pay attention. I don't know about everybody, but I know me and I know Davina's this way too, that we don't leave our gifts wide open all the time, because who wants to see spirit 24/7? You'd go freaking insane is what you would do. So, you know, we kind of leave it on a dull roar, like on a dimmer switch. Leave it on like low when we're out and about and running around and busy doing, you know, our earthly duties. And then, you know, when we feel like it, or when we start to notice that, like, she smells her dad's shaving cream, or, you know, when things start to kind of get our attention, then we can like turn it up and be like, okay, what, you know, tune in and just be like, okay, what is it? Who's here? And what do you need? That kind of thing. Yeah. Davina. Her dad's song is Move, Bitch. So when it plays out of the blue, I start laughing. That's a great song, by the way. I sing that sometimes. That's funny. When people are like in my way and I'm getting annoyed, I've been known to bust out into that song a few times. That's funny. Eileen, your TV acts up and you hear knocking. Yeah, somebody's trying to get your attention. If you're smelling cologne and your things are knocking and you're doing all the things are happening, it's time for you to start learning how to use your gifts and start paying attention. Eileen, you think your son has a gift? Yeah, absolutely. Probably. Most kids do. But they're usually programmed out of it. Around 8 or 9, we start kind of dimming that just because the world tells us to. So, nourish that. I'm about to put out a parenting class, by the way, about parenting spiritually gifted kids, psychic and sensitive, and all the things. That'll be coming out in a couple weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and you can get in on that, and it covers all of that stuff. I'm just finishing up writing it, so definitely. He's 8, yeah? Yeah, my 9-year-old, soon to be 10-year-old is, I have 4 kids, and each one's gift shows up in a different way. You know, we all have our strongest kind of gift, and each one of my kids uses their gifts in a different way. It's kind of fun to watch and see how they show up. But yeah, Eileen, keep your eyes peeled for that class. I think that'll really help you. It covers all the things you need to know about that. Carol's mom plays her Hello Country Bumpkin and the coat of many colors. I love that. That's cute. Eileen, they're with you. Our angel babies never leave. I know a lot of friends that have angel babies that come around to visit. Yeah, Carol, don't dim that gift. Yeah, try and keep those gifts open for those kids if they can. Then they don't have to worry about uncovering them when they get bigger. They can just keep it open the whole time and just learn how to use it. Aw, don't worry, your babies are with you, Eileen. Sounds like you have some healing you need to do. All right, anybody else have any synchronicity stories? that's all I had. We went kind of long on that. That was a good discussion, you guys. All right, I'm going to do 2 readings. So if you want a reading, I'm not going to do angel names tonight. I'm just going to pull a card. So if you have a question you want answered, career, finances, relationship readings, go ahead and put which one you want, and I will give you guys a chance to type that stuff in, and then I will pick one. Sorry. See, I'm out of it a little bit, so that's why I'm only going to do 2. If you want a reading, tell me what if you want career, finance, or relationship, and then I will pick somebody. Oh wait, just a few minutes. Carol says we should do this more often. We should do this more often. Most people I know come for the readings, but the conversation's good too. So one other thing I wanted to talk about while you guys are putting your names in, I see a few showing up. So I'm just giving everybody a chance to put that in if they want it. But one other thing while you guys are doing that is that the discounted readings are over, but you can still book a reading. And I have like 4 or 5, I think 4 different options. If I change, so if you hit the book now button, it'll take you to the page that has all of that on it. And there's a different price range too, so depending on what it is that you're looking to accomplish. So you can check that out anytime. I will post that link in here also. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is, hey, our page hit over 100 likes, so I'm going to do a giveaway. Probably next week. I need to iron out exactly. I know I'm going to give away a reading, but I don't know what kind yet. But I also want to give away something else. I want it to be good. So I'm still meditating and waiting for an answer on what we should give away. But stay tuned to this, and that'll be coming. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. I'm going to start it on Monday, and I'll run it all next week, and then we'll have the giveaway like next Friday or Saturday. So watch for that. That'll be fun. I'm excited. I love giveaways too, and I'm super excited to like think of something good. So we'll see. It might. I want to send like a physical gift too. You know what I mean? Like something fun. So we'll see. Okay. So I see a lot of people are putting stuff in here. So Sandy, yeah. So this page that you're on right now, this Melissa Rippe page, is my public like business kind of profile page. And there should be, I think if you go to your notifications, there's a way for you to say like get notified like always, or like I forget what it says, you guys. If you know what it says, let me know. Sandy was wondering how she could get notified when I'm live. I forget what it says. I know that it's in there, and it says something about see first or always or something like that, and so it'll notify you anytime this page posts anything, including when I go live. So that's for everyone, I guess, but Sandy specifically asked that. Sandy, the other thing is it's Monday at 7 p.m. I always that's my standard time. I every week go live Monday at 7. And right now we're doing a Archangel series, and we've only covered 2 out of the 15 that we're going to cover. So we're talking about archangels, but I have some other topics I want to talk about, and so they've been telling me to go live more than once a week. So, and I'm going to try to start popping in kind of during the daytime hours for other people who can't join us in the evening. So the best way to know when I'm going live is to just get those notifications turned on. I'm glad to see you, Sandy. It's good to see you. You were probably one of my favorite neighbors. Brennan loved you too. He was all excited. He's graduating this year, by the way. How's that make you feel? All right. So Carol's telling me to go with somebody else. It's very generous of you. All right, let me scroll back up here and see what's happening. Eileen, I'm going to give you a reading, a relationship reading. Let's see what they have to say about your relationship with your husband. Sandy said she feels old. Yeah, I feel old too, Sandy. Knowing that my son graduates in he turns 18 in April. But graduates in May. Crazy. All right. My son was like 7 when we lived next door to her, so yeah, it's been a while. All right, relationships for Eileen. Okay, Eileen, let's see. Wow, this card has been coming up so much lately. Must be a common thing going on with everybody. So for birth. So what this is telling me is that you guys probably are having some money disputes, some difference of opinion about money. Somebody wants to spend it and somebody wants to save it, or there isn't enough. There's some fear around money, and that's affecting your relationship. So basically the message of this card is find a healthy balance. Don't spend too much and don't save too much also. Money in a purse and it's chained to her, and that always makes me think of like we're a slave to our finances sometimes, that we can get really stuck in the fear around money. Just, our 3D world demands that we pay attention to our pocketbooks, and so not having it can make us really afraid. And some people have a part of their money story that they're afraid of money. So as soon as you get it, you spend it. Just because somewhere down the line you were taught something about money makes people evil, it makes people snotty, it makes people just turn into something you don't want to be. So that can be part of it. So whatever the fear around money is for you, work on you. Don't work on him, okay? He's responsible for his own actions, but lead by example. So work on your money fear, whatever it is, whether it's whatever, just do some journaling maybe, and explore your money story and what it is, and try and find the root of it. So in other words, anything that you feel about money, good or bad, write it on a piece of paper. And that money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. People who have money are snotty, or whatever comes up for you while you're journaling, write it out. And then I want you to go through and explore how those things affect you and how they're not maybe true, okay? And like come up with affirmations that can kind of counteract that. So like money is easily attainable. I love money. Money is amazing. Money is my friend. Those kind of things. Like make friends with money. Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully that helps a little. Money stories are hard though. Don't be hard on yourself. That's a tough one. Okay. I don't look old enough to have a 17-year-old. Thank you. Yeah, in April he'll be 18. I am old enough. I was 20 when I had him, so there you go. You can do the math. Eileen, good. I'm glad that resonated with you, dear. Just do the work and it'll get better. All right. Okay, Christine, let's go with your what's ahead for your spiritual business. Let's do that. And the fairies want to give you a message about your business. Hey, Davina, are you still here? Okay, 1 second. Okay. Aw, this is sweet. It says happily ever after. That's awesome. That's a really good card. It is, well, all the elementals. We've got a fairy, we've got a nymph, we've got a gnome, we've got a unicorn. Looks like like an ice queen or something over here, and they're all looking out over a rainbowy meadow with a stream in it. And my light is really bright, so you can't really see it. Let me see if I can. There. That's better. You can see everybody. So basically, whatever you're doing with your business, keep doing it. Keep going. Keep pushing. I hear, don't back down. Don't be afraid. Really put yourself out, but be authentic to yourself and your true self. So my business really started to take off when I finally was really, really honest about who I was and what I was doing, and I didn't give an F who was looking. Okay. That's kind of the messaging I'm getting for you, is just to go forward boldly and live unapologetically and be totally you with your business and do it the way you want to do it, the way that feels good to you. You can take in all the advice that people give you, because people will give you a lot of advice about your business, but take it all in, kind of like parenting, take it all in and then use what feels right to you. Don't feel like you have to fit into a certain mold or do things a certain way just because that's how everyone else is doing it, or that's how people think you should be doing it or telling you to. Do it the way that feels good to you, the way it feels organic to you. If you want to charge $7, charge $7. If you want to charge $700, charge $700. Okay, so just do what feels good to you and do not worry about people's opinions very much, or at all, if you have the guts. Okay, Davina, I was just going to show you. I looked down and I saw this sitting on the bed next to me. Kevin's. I moved his pillows and it fell out of his pillow. It's just sitting here next to me. All right. Christine, we all probably have fairies that live in our house. We just don't know they're there. Leave them little gifts, little pieces of fruit or sparkly things. They like sparkly things. Totally understand. Okay, good. Good. Go forward and put your message out in people's face and don't give a fuck about what other people think. So that's the best advice I can give you about your business. That's what the fairies kind of were saying too. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna go. I'm not as sore as I thought I would be, but I'm gonna go. Um, yeah. Everybody have a good night. Carol says everybody have a good night. Um, if you want a reading from me, well, number one, you can book one. Number two, turn on those notifications so that you can know when I'm going live. I'm for sure here every Monday at 7. That's when most people know that I'm here, so I get a lot of people on Mondays. But you have a better chance of getting a reading if you pop in on one of the other times. Just is not as many people. Not as many people show up. So Mondays are pretty busy. I get a lot of people here on Mondays. Thank you, Sandy. I'll feel better in a few days. I just need to drink a lot of water, and I need to just give it a couple days. You know, whenever you have a massage, your body kind of freaks out for a little bit, trying to kind of get rid of all the toxins and things. So thank you, everyone. Hi, Trina. We're just getting ready to go. You can watch the replay. We had a really fun discussion about synchronicities and things that Spirit does to let us know that they're here. And as my friend Davina and I always say, Spirit's got jokes, so they're always showing up with their jokes. So ginger and lemon water. Yeah, you know what, Davina? I started taking, I don't know, there's like a turmeric something supplement thing that people said to take, and I'm started taking it, and it has ginger in it. So there's that. All right, I'm gonna go. Davina, I'll talk to you in a few minutes, probably. I haven't talked to you all day. I'm having like withdrawal symptoms from my bestie. So my husband says he'll take good care of me, and he does. He's my boo thing. He's a very sweetheart. Okay. All right, guys. Love you. Thanks for joining me. It was fun. Thanks for all the fun conversation tonight. It was a good time. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.